All right, welcome in. I'm the Kodiak, and today I'm here to talk about why the Broncos will be the worst NFL team in 2024. But before we get into it, leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're not already, and let's dive into it. So, as a Broncos fan, this is my insight on the team, and this is my analysis on where the team is headed in the year 2024. We have absolutely no talent on this roster. I know it's been said all over Twitter and all over Broncos fan forums, but this team clearly does not have anything redeeming about it talent-wise. Yes, it has Patrick Surtain. Yes, it has Quinn Miners, but what about the other 20 positions? PS2 and Miners are the only proven above average NFL players, the only bona fide above average NFL players that exist within our team, within our roster, within our organization, most importantly. And there's just not a lot of redeeming parts about this Broncos roster. Sure, you have guys like Courtland Sutton. He's fine. He's a fine X receiver, but down to down, he's still pretty inconsistent, although he will be a security blanket for whoever they draft at 12 overall. More on that later. But looking at the defensive side of the ball, I don't deny that this team does have a lot of guys who could end up being something. Like, for example, I think McMillan is someone I really like. I think Browning could be really nice especially if he takes steps forward. Same with Bendino, and same with Cooper. But to be completely honest, I just don't see any talent on this roster on the defensive side of the ball in particular, and that is my main issue with George Paton. Because I don't even care about the Russell Wilson trade. I don't even care about the extension. What I do care about is the fact that this roster has no redeeming qualities and no talent whatsoever, especially considering money spent into it and resources and everything of that nature. Sure, yeah, I also do not like the fact that we overpaid Randy Gregory, we overpaid DJ Jones, we overpaid Mike McGlinchey in free agency, and look what they are providing to this roster. Randy Gregory is not on the team. DJ Jones is replacement level, and the only real good free agency signing is Zach Allen so far. Mike McGlinchey has been an absolute disaster. I don't care what people try to talk themselves into. Oh, he's a good run blocker. Well, guess what? Our run game was anemic last year. So if you're not a good run blocker, or so if you are a bad pass blocker and you're a good run blocker for a team that's run game is like 20th in the entire NFL, what value are you providing as a right tackle that's being paid $18 million a year? So all that being said, the reason I don't think this team is headed anywhere in the year of 2024 or 2025. I think realistically, we should be looking at competing in 2026, and that's if everything goes well. And I do believe in Sean Payton as being the guy to right the ship, because last season was an absolute Sean Payton masterclass for as little talent as this team had on it, especially with Vance Joseph finally coaching up the defense to be something that's better than what they were, at least to start the year, when they were giving up 70 points to Miami and 35 points to the Sam Howell Commanders. But I don't know who they draft at 12. Frankly, I don't care. I don't think it'd be wise to take a quarterback. I don't want them to reach on any of the quarterbacks there. I know that they kind of have to, and I'm mentally preparing myself for Bo Nix, and I wouldn't hate Bo Nix. I'd actually be pretty fine with him. I would hate trading up for J.J. McCarthy. And if they do decide to go up for a guy like Drake May or Jaden Daniels, and it's just not going to be worth it, because you're going to have a quarterback and you're going to have no way of getting other pieces around them. And I'd be fine with it if they were a team like the Rams, who have hit on all their late round picks. But guess what? This team has done anything but that. You overpaid for a third round corner last year, and he hasn't even seen the field. So, yeah, I just don't believe in what George Paton has built this roster to be. And to be completely honest, it's going to take Sean Payton a year or two to undo it. That said, it's not all doom and gloom in Broncos country. We do have new owners who are willing to invest in the team. They're redoing the practice field, which is why the Broncos have had so many injuries over the past few years. And the medical staff that Sean Payton has brought in has been night and day difference from what was going on from the previous 6-7 years. But to be completely honest, we should not be expecting this team to be competitive next year. This team has no defense. It has no run game. It has no offense. Sure, you're hoping that Mims, Sutton, and Reynolds can do something as a wide receiver room, but you're also hoping that Javonte Williams can get back to his pre-ACL self. And to be completely honest, I'm just not really excited about that proposition, just because I don't expect it to happen, especially because Javonte Williams has never been a particularly explosive running back, and now he looks like a slug of himself when his main, focal point and main trait in his game was contact balance and just being able to keep the legs churning and dragging defenders. But he can't do that anymore. He can't do that after he exploded his knee. It's very sad, but he might end up being a what-if guy. So I just don't think anyone who is a Broncos fan should expect this team to be competitive, because not only do we have literally nothing talent-wise, but we are not picking high in this draft either. You know, we went on that fun little stretch to end the year, but this is why those games matter. This is why, you know, those games are harmful in the long run. And yes, I do not care that they beat the Chiefs. Like, yes, I do. What I'm saying is I'm happy that they were able to end that losing streak. But ultimately, that little run we went on ended up being more harmful than good. So remember in December and November and January, when you have a team that's clearly going nowhere, it doesn't even have to be the Broncos, it can be any other team in the NFL. And everybody is just like, well, you play for culture. Yeah, you play for culture in a league where half the rosters are turned over year after year. I don't know. Those games are painful in March, April, May, because then you just lose draft spots. You just lose value for what? For the sake of building culture. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't believe in that argument. So, where we are headed is just something not pretty. In 2024, expect us to be bad. In 2025, expect us to show a little bit of improvement. And then who knows in 2026? 2026, the NFL is going to be flipped on its head. Think about all the stuff that was happening in 2021 that we could have never even imagined or pictured to this day. NFL, it's a very, very volatile league, so hopefully we can turn it around. And the NFL is designed for quick rebuilds. And if you do hit on your quarterback, you can be like Houston, who have guys like Stephon Diggs going and playing for them now. But anyways, I just do not expect the Broncos to be competitive in the year 2024. I actually expect them to be the worst team in the league. So yeah, that does it for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.